Greetings, team. Today I wanted to talk to you about a subject that I have a lot of familiarity with, and that subject is failure. Specifically, I have before us a product that was my most latest failure, which was the etcher, or the electronic control for hydraulic remotes. And what it is a simpler way to swap the direction of your main toggle switch with a smaller selector switch, so you didn't have to go outside of the tractor and swap the rear remotes to change the flow direction of the push button. Now, not to bury the lead of this video, I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you that because of my failure, this whole project, everything you see here, is now gonna be open sourced, even down to the tester board. So go ahead and go to the description if you like right now for the Thingiverse files, GitHub files, links to the circuit board on PCBWay. To entice you to stay, I am gonna have a giveaway for full units of this, and I'm gonna put the details of how to get your copy of this for free. I'll even pay for shipping. I'm gonna hide it somewhere in the video a little way down the line. So if you like free stuff and you have a tractor, stick around for possibly getting into that. Before I get into that, I kind of wanted to talk about my journey and where this all stemmed from. Now, obviously, I have a tractor, and I bought the rear remote kit from Summit Hydraulics. One of the things that kit came with was a rocker switch, 2 rocker switches in like a little 3D printed box. But it was kind of tall, it was kind of irritating, it did not look very good. I figured I could make something sleeker, thinner at the very least, add like a little ridge so you can kind of have a little support while you're using the switches, you know. But then I thought, why stop there? Why don't I go so far as to make my own harness and add a little feature that was really driving me nuts, where I had to, every time I hooked up my hydraulic remote, every now and again, up would be down and down would be up, and I'd have to go out there and swap them, or I'd have to just tolerate remembering the opposite direction of what I'm used to. So I added a little switch that alternates this physical electrical connection. Since I have electric over hydraulic anyways, you might as well do something with it other than just having a physical switch, right? So that was my thought anyway. So I went through a whole development process, trying out different versions of the board. Ultimately, went with a much simpler board with a lot less digital circuitry. This is a very dumb board, no programming required, that just alternates your controls. I even made little tester jigs so I could go ahead and validate which end you should plug into which port on your rear remote. And I even tested out different variations of the shroud. The one you have here was actually a molded version, where I took and I made actual molds of my 3D model, you can see here. And the reason I did that is because this is a little more sturdy. It's a little more plasticky feeling. It would have been a little more higher quality, let's say. The only problem is it do very good in the sunlight. So I ultimately did go with the 3D printed shroud here just for that, and I figured if it took off I could push it out and have professional actually injection molded versions. Obviously that never happened, so just get that out of your mind. I also went ahead and made a nice attractive shipper box here with little logos and little opening, and I had I even designed a little sticker that would come with it in the box, and I made a whole little instruction manual for how to use the thing, you know. Figured out exactly the packaging dimensions I need to properly ship this guy. So I went through all that, put it up on Amazon. Eventually, Amazon discontinued the product due to lack of interest, obviously. So after that happened, I thought, hey, why don't I go ahead and contact the people that I was effectively trying to undercut, Summit Hydraulics. I figured the reason I had failed on Amazon was because people didn't want to pay close to $200 for a harness and another control box, especially when they just dropped close to $1,000 on a rear remote kit that already came with 2 switches. So I thought, hey, why don't I contact Summit Hydraulics, who sells it, and let them know, hey, why don't you offer my version as like a $20 adder to the full kit? Which the $20 was actually the price difference between my product on Amazon and what they were selling directly on their website. Why don't you just say, hey, you can get the base kit with just rockers, Or for $20 more, you can get a better quality wire harness and the ability to change directions of your hydraulic controller. Unfortunately, they didn't go for it. We did have a little back and forth. Never really got into pricing. I didn't think they were that serious, but they did talk with me. They're a nice company. I still recommend their products. After that, I moved on to third-party resellers, the most notable being GoodWorks Tractors. And the reason I targeted them was they will buy Summit Hydraulic stuff wholesale, and because they do that, they could potentially work out a deal to not include the Summit Hydraulic electronic box, and they could add their own custom box from that only GoodWorks Tractors offered that added this extra benefit, this extra feature to their customers. Talked back and forth with a couple of them. Nobody was that interested. They did chat with me, like I said. No one was really rude. It was a good experience, quite frankly. But ultimately, no one bit on it, and I just could not sell any of these. So at that point, I figured I had 3 options of what to do. The first being just to forget all this, just forget all of it, let it fall off into the ether. Just chalk all this expense up to a hobby expense. The other option, start going to trade shows, really hit the scene hard, really try to get people excited about this product, give it even more money and more attention. And then the third option, which is ultimately the option I went with, is to just open source everything you see here, minus this. This works, but not that well. I'm not gonna even show you guys that one. So to reiterate, the shroud files are on Thingiverse. They're in STL. I also have the FreeCAD project file up there. I also included all of the little helper STL files that I used to assemble this, if you want. And on GitHub, I put all of the instructions as well as the core Gerber files. If you wanted to take the Gerber files and try to do something with them, you're free to do so. It's open source, so I dumped them there. And then just to make it easy for you, I've also put Gerber files already preloaded up on PCBWay, so you could actually just go straight to that link and just buy that. This will show up. Then all you have to do is go to GitHub, grab the BOM, buy all the pieces, assemble your board, print out your shroud, put it together. The files on GitHub show you how to make the harness. However, I do want to point out that since this is open sourced, and if you don't want to struggle with Deutsch connectors, you could just wire directly to the PCB. The GitHub location will have the schematic, so it'll tell you exactly what each one of these pins is for, and you could wire them up to your rear remote connections however you see fit. You could also do the same thing for your power entry. So if you want to even save the cost of these connectors on the PCB, you could. It's an open source project. You can do whatever you want with the information. The only reason I put these in there was to make the installation easy, to allow people to just buy the unit itself without cables, because in case they didn't have Deutsch connectors on their rear remotes, if they had some other connection or if it was already just hardwired or they wanted to splice directly in, they could, and then they could just make their own connection and their own harness. That was why I designed it like this, but because it's open source now, you can just do whatever you want and wire it up however you like. Otherwise, the assembly of the shroud piece hopefully isn't that difficult. All the documentation on GitHub should give you enough information to get up and going. The only thing that's really lacking in terms of documentation is the harness. The biggest expense was the pre-production run I did. I did a little pre-production run of 10 units. I gave a chunk of them away. I have some in some weird build states. So really what I have left are 4. However, this one's a golden unit, so I'm gonna keep this one. But I've got 3 other fully ready to ship units. If you private message me by emailing me on my business for business link, and you put in the description, this is how you have to do it, and this is the only way I'm going to respond back to you, by the way, so you have to do it in this way. You have to put in there, your loss is my gain. The text is going to be up right on the screen here. Your loss is my gain. And then in the body, you have to say, gimme, gimme, I want free stuff with a little winky text emoticon. If you do that, and only that, I will respond back to you asking for your shipping information, and I'll go ahead and ship one of these to you, one of these 3, and I'll even pay for the shipping. And by the way, Even if you find this video a year later, go ahead and look at the comments. And if you don't see a pinned comment by me that says all units are spoken for, go ahead and give that a shot. Because I'm still gonna have the 3 units. Other than that, this was a very fun project. I did enjoy doing it. Like I said, I enjoy it. I really would hate to see this just fall off the face of the earth or more or less die with my tractor. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I've had so much fun with the open source community. I've benefited from the open source community personally so much. This is just one of the many projects that I would like to give back. I'm gonna really start getting into the putting projects out there instead of consuming open source projects. I was doing that for a long time, for most of my life. Now I'm at a point where I can finally start making things and re-contributing back into the open source communities. So I think this product's failure was kind of a wake-up call for me of, hey, why are you trying to do consumer stuff and kick it out there and profit from like the silliest little thing? You're not good at marketing. You just like to create stuff. So why not just stick with what you love, create things, toss it out there, and let the people decide what they're going to do with it. By the way, I'm going to put the Creative Commons thing on everything. If you go ahead and you take these files and you copy this verbatim and try to sell it, I'm not going to stop you. Even if you blatantly email me and tell me, hey, I was able to sell 10,000 units of this and make over $1 million, I'll say, good for you. You did what I couldn't. You were actually decent at marketing. So go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not, like I said, I'll put it in the Creative Commons. I believe there's one where you can mark it as you can do this and sell it. I'll try to pick that one. But some of these, I think Thingiverse doesn't even allow you to pick that. But just know that I personally am not ever going to come after you. And you can even reference this video and snip it and say, hey, the creator of this that linked the original file said he wasn't going to do anything. So there you go. There's your permission. I hope at least a couple of people, maybe even a dozen, will try this project. That would just be so cool. I'd think that's so awesome if that happened. And rest assured, any other little project I have, I'm going to go ahead and just open source everything from this point forward. I'm going to say to heck with trying to make a profit on little tchotchkes like that, directly selling to consumers. I'm going to make a profit by being an influencer, darn it. Till next time, I'm the Ill-Informed Human. Bye-bye.